So here I'm going to say that his monthly salary is S dollars. So for each day that he's absent, so one day if he's absent, he will lose 0.04 S dollars. So that's the loss or forfeit. And for every hour, 1 hour overtime, he receives 1%, so 0.01 S gain. We're told that in the month of June, his salary was reduced by 5%, so he had a loss of 0.05 S. Question is, how many hours did he work? So let's call that T hours. So I'll start with statement 1. George was absent for 3 days in the month of June. So if he was absent for 3 days, he would have lost 3 times 0.04 S. So that's the loss for June. And if he worked for T hours, the gain would be 0.01 S times T. So this would be the net, the loss from the 3 days that he was absent, and then for T hours that he worked overtime. And that must equal to the net 5% reduction he had. So we can equate this. You'll notice the S term drops out. You multiply both sides by 100, you will get minus 5 is minus 3 times 4 plus T. And T would be 12 minus 5 or 7. So he worked 7 hours overtime. So 1 alone is sufficient. 2 says he receives 7% of his monthly salary, so 0.07 S for his overtime. So if he worked for T hours, he's getting 0.01 S for each hour. So for T hours would be this amount. You'll again see the salary drops out. Divide both sides by 0.01. T again comes out to 7. So I'm sorry, I just noticed it is sufficient. And you'll see 2 alone is also sufficient. And whenever it's D or each statement alone is sufficient on the GMAT, you get the same number. So sometimes I'll do the computations in D questions so that if I get the same number, then I get more confidence that I indeed did everything correctly. Because sometimes if you do end up with a different number, then is it that you're not interpreting the question correctly? And sometimes you can spot some other mistakes. So here, each statement alone is sufficient. The answer is D.